What's going on, guys? It's Jack Duff from JW Landscaping. I'm bringing you guys a new video today, and today we're sitting on my deck in my rocking chair as an old man. Now, we're not mowing today. It's Friday, where it rained on this morning a little bit. It's pretty hot out, still very, very dry here, but we have a lot of rain coming this week, or this weekend, excuse me, which should help us get back on schedule with mowing weekly and making some good money in other landscaping jobs as well as mowing. So we're very excited to be back to work. This week was a little bit of a hiatus. We were kind of hodgepodge of work, but we got some things done. We made some money. A lot of money went out because I had truck inspection. I had a few other bills that just went out, my truck payment, things like that. So the joys of doing business, right? But today's video I want to talk just briefly, because we're not going to have mowing content, we're not going to have a lot of stuff until next week. I wanted to talk and sit down and talk about some things that I've implemented into my business that I'm very thankful for that I did this year, and that is card on file. I know that we're getting into that phase of technology and CRMs and things of that nature, that everybody's preaching their CRM, everyone's saying you should use this one, you should use that one. My advice to you guys, if you're not using a CRM, if you're not starting out, or if you're just starting out not using one, I highly recommend you do. There's so many to choose from. There's Yardbook, don't go LMM because it's too expensive for a startup company. I think that in the future we will probably convert to LMN, but for right now we're still sticking with it. We just don't have the capacity, the income to make that worthwhile yet. And we're not at the income level that I think we'll need to be in the LMN to use all of their onboarding and things of that nature. But there's so many different ones. Square's a great one for a variety of things. We use Square for our candle company. And there's so many different ones. There's Jobber. Jobber, I think you have to pay money though for monthly to use their CRM. So just do your research. There are plenty out there to choose from. But get one. I highly recommend you guys get one, because it not only allows you to have card on file, invoices through email, estimates through email, quoting on through email, all of the things to keep up with technology and make it more efficient and easier for your customers as well as yourself. But it also allows you to keep up to date with your reporting, keep up to date with your income, your taxes. All of these things are so important for a business owner to know what they're doing. And as somebody who didn't have a CRM, did everything, paper and figuring out your taxes and doing all that stuff, it takes the headache out of all that. So if you're not using a CRM, I highly recommend you do. It's very, very easy to set up. Just find the right one that fits your company and get going. But as far as this goes, why I'm mentioning a CRM is because it has allowed us to add a feature that has been really instrumental to getting things paid. I know a lot of guys, and I'm sure you guys can relate, let me know in the comments if you can, of horror stories of checks being lost in the mail, or late payments, or waiting around for checks that you sent out at the end of the month that you're not getting till the next end of month. And I understand that, because I've been there. I know it. I know the feeling. I understand it. But I didn't want to chase money anymore. And that's the title of this video, Stop Chasing Money. Because I'm telling you straight up, it's a mistake, and you will have more stress financially if you're not able to get checks through the mail, if they're getting lost in the mail, if your invoice never came, if your customer isn't paying you on time, not tacking on late fees, things of that nature. You're doing a disservice to yourself. And the reason for that is because you started your business, and it may sound greedy, it may not, I don't know, it's up to you. But for me, I started my business to make money, man, to give myself financial freedom, to give myself the ability to make what I wanted to make, and to keep growing as a person, and for my family now and my kids in the future, so they have the life that they deserve. And I have a lot of goals, I have a lot of dreams, and when people aren't paying you, or you're not getting checks in the mail, like currently I have one who is a standout who is not accepting the card on file, and they just emailed me. I tacked on a late fee because they were 9 days over their payment, and I tacked on a 2% late fee onto their bill, and they said that they had put the check through their bank that was supposed to go out on the 5th. It's now the 11th, and we still don't have it, and I'm just getting to a point where it's like, do I even keep working for this customer? Do I keep adding this customer onto my service when I'm not getting paid? And the answer is no, you don't. You don't keep people like that, because I have other customers who have immediately jumped for joy when I said we're switching it all over to card on file, because they were like, hell yeah, do it, because it takes the headache off them. They don't have to find the invoice, pay the invoice, send out a check, go to the post office, get a stamp, all of these different things that you're asking your customer to do, as well as you're doing when you're sending out your invoices through the mail. You're taking the headache off of them, and it makes their life easier. They get a receipt, and you're good. So the thing is, I highly recommend going card on file, because it is so much easier to get paid. You get paid instantly, right? It's always good to see your bank account grow, and getting paid for the work you're doing, man. I mean, you're putting out a hard service for people, manual labor. You should be getting reimbursed and paid for that. A lot of times in our industry, people don't take us seriously. They don't take us seriously. We're lawn guys, we're landscapers. We're the last on the list when it comes to blue collar work, man. We are. We always will be. And yeah, you just gotta have to accept it. But technology has allowed us to have these beneficial tools to get paid faster, to get the bills paid, to get income, to get payroll, or to make sure your payroll's covered. All of these things. And, like I said, I'm going through a headache currently, right now, as we're speaking, of a horror story that I'm sure you guys have a ton of horror stories that I want to hear in the comment section below. I just think it is a much smarter way to go. Now, some may argue, well, you have processing fees with credit cards and debit cards and transaction fees and things like that. Some people put on, the credit card fee. I don't, personally. I don't want to do that to my customers. I'll take the little hit, for a $40 lawn. I think it's like $1 or so that you're taking a hit on. It's not really that big. Landscaping jobs, I could see maybe, but, it's worth it, because you're getting paid. The cash flow's still coming in. You're able to buy certain things that you need on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and you're making your payroll easier on yourself when you have the money coming in. It takes the stress financially off of your head, truthfully, man. So I'm a big proponent for card on file. I'm a big proponent for utilizing the technology that a CRM has, and I highly recommend it to anybody, because it is a great feature. It's a tool that is utilized. Some CRMs are free to use, like Yardbook. Yardbook is absolutely free to use. Now, you could do, I think, tier plans with them that give you more tools, but you don't need to pay for it if you just have it right there. And I think that is such a great tool to have when you're running your business. It takes the headache off of pen and paper, coming up with, okay, we need to do this better, we need to do this better, we need to pay our taxes here, we have to make sure we have enough that are making sure that we're calculating the taxes out of all the income that we've made in this quarter, blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. This takes the headache off of that. You go on to your CRM, the numbers are right there in your reports, you can easily pay your taxes. Hell, some CRMs even take the taxes out of your pay that you already are doing. Mine does. Mine takes my sales tax and my quarterly tax out of my payments. So when it comes to pay my quarterly taxes or my sales tax, I don't even have to think. I just know this is what we made. This is the amount of taxes that have been pulled out of it. You send it to PA, you send it to the IRS, you're done, dude. It's that simple. I just don't understand how guys are still doing it that way, man. I really don't. If you don't have a CRM, you really need one. And I highly recommend card on file. Stop chasing money. Stop putting things in the mail that get lost. Stop putting your invoices in the mail that get lost. Email, it don't get lost. It doesn't cost you anything for email, okay? You can send out newsletters through a CRM. You can send out so many different things. We have a weekly newsletter that we send out all of our information to keep our customers updated, keep our customers understanding if weather's not on our side this upcoming week, if we have certain jobs that we want to get done. For us right now, we're in a drought, so we're on a 10-day mowing schedule. I updated my customers saying this is why we won't be here. And I told them, the specifics of that. And you have the ability to reach your customers in a whole different way. And I think that's just so crucial to sustaining good relations with your customers, but also sustaining your business. And I think that if you're not running a CRM, you're adding a lot more work onto your already overloaded work schedule. So check it out, man. So do some research, knowledge yourself. Yardbook is a great one. Square is a great one. If you want to pay monthly for all the tools that Jobber has, go for it. If you're at a point where LMN is making sense, check it out. Do some research. You'll benefit from it. You know, we're all card on file now, except for this one outlier who I probably may not work for next year, because I don't want to go through this. I'm done chasing money, and I want to get paid for the services that we're providing, man. You're in it to make money. Don't ever question that. Don't think of it as greed. Don't think of it as, oh, you know, I'm doing this because I love my job. I love doing it too, man. But that's the benefit of making money, is that you're able to continue doing it if you're making money. So, and your family thrives from it. You can build your house. You can buy your truck. You can make sure your kids have food and clothes and all of these different things that we are in business to do and better and build our legacy on. And these are the tools that we have to utilize, man. So that's my video for today. I know it's a little bit of a ramble, but I just know a lot of guys who are still or they're doing invoicing through the mail, they're doing payments and checks through the mail, cash payments, all these things. I highly just recommend going card on file, man. It's so much easier. It takes the headache off you, like I've been saying. So check it out, man. Do some